to the year 2012. It was a simpler time. Personally, I had just moved to Hong Kong, and I didn't know anyone there, so I was like, new city, new me. You know, I'm going to completely reinvent myself. And I was determined to have my very first fling. And this was hard for me because normally, you know, if I like make prolonged eye contact with someone, I'm just like, are we moving in together? I have a Pinterest board of wedding dresses, just saying. So like, no, I wasn't really a fling person before this. I'm very much a one-dick pony, but I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have a fling in Hong Kong. It's great. And lucky for me, Tinder had just come out. So I downloaded it, and at first I'm kind of confused because all of the guys' bios are just a bunch of like flag emojis, and in all of their pictures they're just holding this very large trout. Oh. And I'm just like, is this a dating app or is this some sort of like fisherman's UN? Like, I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, I get to swiping and I make plans to have a date with this guy named Luke. And so like me, Luke is Canadian and he's also in Hong Kong teaching English. So I'm like, great, we have two things in common. We can have a fling, it's on! So I go and I meet Luke, and just right off the bat, red flags. First of all, he looks nothing like his profile picture. Like, it'd be like if I had a picture of Naomi Campbell, just sort of like, you're both humans, like, you know, there's no resemblance. But I'm like, whatever, I'm being shallow, it might be an old picture. Like, ignore that red flag. Second red flag is he greets me with what I can only describe as like a pelvic hug. And I'm just like, it's a compliment! Fling! But like, as he's hugging me, I notice that he is wearing so much cologne. And also, it's springtime in Hong Kong, so it's like 35 degrees out and 10,000 like percent humidity. So now after our hug, his cologne is just all over my body. And this cologne, you guys, like, if you could just bottle the scent of a guy like playing devil's advocate, while like mansplaining feminism, like that's just, so it's just like, it's in my nose now. And I'm just like, it's fine, you know what? I just want to have a fling. Maybe I'll get a cold while we're having this fling. I won't be able to smell him. By the time my like sense of smell comes back, we can stop having a fling. It's fine. So, I follow him down the windy streets of Hong Kong to this bar. And at the bar, we're greeted by like a host who has a very thick New Zealand accent. There is no questioning that this man is from New Zealand. So, Luke, my date, goes, oh, is that an Italian accent I hear? I speak fluent Italian. He then goes on to speak what I can only describe as offensively fake Italian, but what I can see in his eyes, he believes is genuine Italian. He's just standing there like, ciao, Bella, Leaning Tower of Pisa, Mario, Luigi, and I'm just like, maybe this is something he does when he gets nervous. Flee! So our waiter leads us to our table, and you know, I'm trying, like I'm just like, fling time, come on, fling 2012, we can do this. And it just goes from bad to worse. Every time a waitress walks by, he like comments on her appearance as if it will impress me. He's like, oh, look at the legs on that one. Oh, she's got a nice rack. And I'm just like, look, I want to be saying words at him, but I can't. And he doesn't seem to like notice or care. So I'm just like, okay, like I need to get out of here. And what I want to do is like throw my drink in his face and get up and leave. But I have no idea how to get home. I've been in Hong Kong for a week. So I'm just like, shit, like, I could just leave, but if I get lost in this heat, my thighs will just chafe clean off. Like, so I'm like, so I don't know what to do, so I chug my beer. And I'm like, oh no, I forgot that I had this important thing to do. And can you tell me how to get to the metro? And he's like, oh. And like he looks so disappointed because he clearly thinks he's doing very well. And I'm just like, and so he's disappointed, but he's like, oh, well, you live in Wanchai, right? Like, I'm going in that direction. I'll walk you to the metro. At which point, I almost start weeping because I just can't with him anymore. Like, I'm done. So we walk to the metro, and I'm just like doing breathing exercises. Just like, don't, Elspeth, like, you don't want to lose your visa, like, you want to stay here. You know, you don't want to be like locked up abroad for like just murdering this guy your first week in Hong Kong. That just, it's fine, it's cool. And like as we're walking to the metro, again, just commenting on every woman that walks past us. It's fucking awful. So I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. And then we get into the metro station, and as we're going down to the platform, I hear him say, I kind of like come back into my body just to hear him say, well, you know, every woman is just on this earth to cook, clean, and pleasure men. At which time, I black out with rage. And I turn to him to just let him have it. I'm just like, fuck it, take me back to Canada, I don't care. Like, I can't, like, you're awful, I can't. But as I'm turning to him to let him have it, I notice that the train is on the platform and that the lights on the doors are blinking, which means the train will be leaving soon. So I can still escape. So I just start running. I'm like Jason Bourne. I'm like shoving old ladies out of the way. I think I punched a baby in the face. I just like leap onto the train and the doors close. And I breathe a sigh of relief. And I turned around and his face is right there. He thought it was like a flirty, like, let's run onto the train. But he was on the other side of the door. So not knowing what else to do and just filled with adrenaline, I just go. To which he, someone who apparently cannot read signals, goes. So I go and find a seat. And I sit down and start processing all of this. And before I'm even at the next station, I get a text from this guy saying, had a lovely time, would love to do it again. And thus, my first ever Tinder date, my first attempt at a fling, also became the first guy I ever ghosted.